Hi, everybody, and welcome back to What It Takes to Be a Pro. Today we have Kelly Olynyk, and I'm going to ask him a few questions about his childhood and his basketball career. Okay, the first question is, who was your biggest influence as a kid?
My biggest influence as a kid is probably my dad, just because I grew up in a basketball family. My dad played basketball. He was a coach. My mom played basketball. She was a referee. So actually both of them. But, my dad was always there, teaching me, practicing with me, and he was a great role model for me.
Did you play any other sports as a kid?
I played everything as a kid. I played soccer, baseball, rugby, football, track and field, high jump, swimming lessons.
Really? What was your favorite one, out of all of those?
My favorite was probably football. I played quarterback in high school, so that was I think my favorite, but I think sports are huge, playing other sports as a kid, because you learn so many different things. Like soccer gives you way better footwork. Baseball is huge in hand-eye coordination. So I think it's great for kids to play everything. And yeah, I loved it.
What age did you start focusing on basketball?
I started focusing on just basketball in probably my grade 12 year.
Grade 12?
Yeah, grade 12. So I would play more basketball than every other sport. I would play baseball during baseball season, soccer, football during football season, but I would play basketball kind of the whole time. So I'd play on the provincial team in the summer, school and, rep teams or whatever in the winter and fall and spring, but I would play other sports around it. So in grade 12, I basically just played basketball, because in grade 11, I was playing football and I broke my shoulder. And so I was like, okay, that's enough other sports, let's focus on basketball.
How long did it take to recover from your shoulder injury?
Probably about 5 months, 6 months, right?
How many hours did you train each week, in basketball?
Basketball, now or when I was a kid?
When you were a kid.
Each week, I would say probably at least 2 to 3 hours a day. So maybe at least 20 hours a week, but obviously when it's basketball season, you're doing more. So yeah, probably 20 to 30 hours depending on the time.
Wow, that's a lot. What are some of the sacrifices you think you made when you were growing up that allowed you to become a professional athlete?
I think growing up, I just loved to play basketball, all the time. I would dribble the ball to and from school when I walked to school. I was lucky enough that my dad, worked at the university, so he had keys to the gym and I would go in all the time. I didn't really watch a lot of cartoons and stuff like that. I would just watch basketball because I love basketball so much. And then, when I got older on the weekends and stuff, you sacrifice going to play with your friends or going to, maybe you miss some birthday parties or this or that because you're going to practice or tournaments or whatever it is, training camp or this or that. So I think you miss some of that stuff, but I love the game. I love basketball and I knew that I wanted to be a pro and I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. So I was okay with missing some of that stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I miss birthday parties or just hanging out with your friends because you have tournaments or training or something like that. You had a great career at the University of Gonzaga. What drove you to go there, and what was the greatest learning experience when you went there?
I think I went to Gonzaga because I liked the style of play. They were in college, back when I played in college about 15 years ago. Some of the American college game was slower. It was a 35-second shot clock. It was kind of grinded out, slow game. So for me, Gonzaga played a more running gun, up-pace game. They shot a lot more. So that was kind of the game I liked. So I liked that about it. And then also I moved from Toronto to BC for high school, and Gonzaga was about a 6-hour drive. So the proximity to my friends and family so they could come watch me play was also important. And then they've had some Canadians there in the past. So it felt like a good fit.
Yeah. Did your dad work at the college?
At Gonzaga?
Yeah.
No, not at Gonzaga. He worked at the University of Toronto. He was a coach here. And then when we moved to BC, he was the athletic director at Thompson Rivers University.
What advice would you give to kids my age who want to become professional athletes?
I would say, just keep working. One thing my dad told me when I was younger is he, asked me are you willing to work with no guarantees? So basically he said, are you willing to get up early and go to the gym, stay after school, go in the gym at night, dribble the ball to school every single day, do whatever it takes, and with no guarantee that you're going to make the team, with no guarantee that if you make the team, you're going to play, with no guarantee that you're going to make it to university. Are you still willing to do all this and not make the team? And I was like, I was willing to. I was like, I'm going to put in all the work I can, and if it works out, it works out. But for me, that was what it's all about. It's just continuing to work. But I think one thing that you have to do as a kid is you have to love playing. There was a stretch, I was like grade 8, 9, where I didn't love playing basketball anymore. I kind of, had a couple coaches that I didn't love, and I didn't love playing the game. So that's when I started playing more football and other stuff to break up basketball. And then once I got a little bit older, I fell in love with the game again. And then now that's, my passion.
Yeah, you have to love what you're playing. Like, if you don't like it, then
If you're not having fun, then you won't like getting up every day and going to practice or training or whatever it is.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me and taking your time out of your day, because I know you have a flight to catch.
I do.
Because he recently just got traded to the Pelicans because he was playing on the Toronto Raptors, so he has to go catch a flight. So thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you and good luck in New Orleans. I hope you guys, do really good.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time in the interview, and I wish you all the best going forward.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.